Good day to you and yours. Welcome back again. Jack of All Spades CLT podcast. I be London's own, the beloved, DJ Spellmine. We got here the usual cast of suspects. To my left, we got the pride of Africa, Ken YBB.
Yo, shout out to all my Africans, Senegal, Ghana.
Let's get it. Of course, we got Banks on the beat.
Yes, sir. Banks on the beat at Blue Water Banks. We back in here. And let me mention there is pure white Henny on the table. There's Luna Azul on the table.
Shout out.
It's going to be interesting.
So, we had a special guest, but we got two more I got to shout out. We got Tequila and Cognac, special guests on today's podcast.
Good day.
And last but not least, we have Mike Smith.
Yo, what up? What's going on, y'all?
All right, so as you know, when we bring people on, we definitely want to dive deep into what they got going on. So we know Jack of All Spades. We know what we about. Today's focus, Mike Smith. So, first question on today's podcast. Now, peep this. Who is Michael Smith Jr.?
Whew. Oh my God.
Yeah, man.
Damn, how you get the whole government?
Come on, man. We do good research over here, man. Shout out to Narwhal. Like
Right.
we are students of the game.
Man, so I am. Let's see. Oh shit! I'm froze up now. We done had all this good content before the actual podcast. Now we get him like, oh, who am I? So I'm the owner of Rinse and Repair. For those that don't know, Rinse and Repair is a sneaker cleaning or sneaker dry cleaning and repair service. So, you know, if your kick's a little busted, bring them through. We'll get you right. We do cleanings, we do painting, re-glues, light treatments, which basically, you know, like if your soles turn yellow, we can get it back clear and white. So, something different, you know, a little different for the, I guess, than your normal trade. You know what I mean? Something that I fell into really early on, man. I know y'all remember like those white paints that you get from Walmart and shit, trying to keep your forces like, you know, situated. Yeah. So taking that and like, I guess just going like, you know, 100% with it. I used to customize and all that shit too. And then it just turned into repairing kicks because, I mean, y'all seen it, you know, J's and everything, they crack, they chip. Shoes just in general, you know, they need a little love, a little maintenance. So I was like, man, I think I could bring something to the table. So
No doubt. So people, you just heard that. Your kicks are busted. This man gonna revive him. He gonna bring him back to life. So shout out that IG real quick for Rinse and Repair.
So it's Rinse and Repair. Website, of course, is rinseandrepair.com. Is that a bird?
It is.
Shout out Uncle Punch.
Shout out Cody in the building.
That's the mascot.
Right. rinseandrepair.com, and what else do we have? Twitter, of course, which I honestly don't follow that. Like, it's just me and my shenanigans. It's not professional at all.
Get you canceled.
Right. I'm deleting tweets and shit.
Where's your location located at? People know.
So we're actually off 7th Street. We're kind of near Uptown, kind of near CP and Sabor. Right between that, we got a little shop space. So it's really close to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like Charlotte, everything's 20 minutes away from everything.
True that.
You know, so to speak. So really close. It's appointment only right now. So make sure you guys hit us up.
Busy man.
Hit us up on our Instagram, or, you know, hit us up by email, and you know, we'll get you guys situated, get you in there.
All right, so my niggas and niggerettes, don't be trying to walk in and talk about, hey, I need this and that done. Appointment only. Let me just point that out. All right, so next question. What made you want to start a shoe repair shop?
Man, my kicks were hurt. So, you know, to be honest, man, like I was doing a lot of my own repairs, kind of like I was saying, you know, with the, you know, with the forces, just hitting it with that white paint. And it really, like I said, it just kind of expanded from there. I was doing customs and everything, but it's really such a touchy thing to do. People are very particular about, you know, what color they want, this and that. And so I said, well, shit, man, it can't be too hard to make some kicks look new again. You know, like everybody agrees on that. So it really just kind of started out at the crib, you know, like most things do. And then I was like, you know, let me take it a little bit more serious. Try to quit my day job, you know, like everybody.
Straight up.
So it went from the crib. Got blessed, man. I found that space uptown, or relatively uptown. I'm not trying to sound too cool, but we're on the outskirts.
Location.
And yeah, man, like, you know, got it at an amazing price. We just locked in 5-year lease, so we're gonna be there for a minute. And then I got 2 folks that helped me out. Shout out to my man Mitchell and Amani. They've been holding it down in the shop for at least, well, Amani just got there about 2 weeks now, or 2 months, and Mitchell's been holding it down for about since last October. So yeah, got some employees, man. I feel important now. Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, 5-year lease. That's consistency. That's good for a business.
Yeah. Especially for the fact, you know, we've been in business for about 3 years now. So yeah, that 5-year lease was everything.
Word.
Yeah.
All right, so through our research team, you know, we a small podcast, but we got a big research team. So on June 7th, 2018, you announced Rinse and Repair. So what was the previous name and why the rebrand?
So previous name was Mike's Repair Shop. I know y'all could probably, you know, see
I think we can put that together.
all the holes and why that's not the best name. Yeah, we get hit up about all types of shit that was not related. So, like, can you fix my alternator? So I said, man, I really like, I kind of took some inspiration from Google, meaning Google's damn near, it's not only the name of the business, but it's something that you say now. Like, it's an action word, it's a verb. So,
True.
You know, not only come to rinse, but get your shoes rinsed. Kind of making that part of everybody's regular, you know, day-to-day vocabulary. So rinse and repair popped up. Rinse, of course, being the cleaning side of things, and then repair being, you know, us painting, gluing, you know, doing the light treatment and everything. So yeah, just it made sense, you know, at the time. That's crazy. You said I did that when?
June 7th,
I don't even know.
2018. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
The exact
Oh,
date.
you know I wore shit.
Come on, man. We got to get the people what they want. But just more on that, like, I know for us being gentlemen, young gentlemen out here in this world,
Right.
you know, women always say the first thing they see is a man's shoes. So if you go in there incorrect, you might not get no play. So this is a service that's definitely needed. So I just want to big you up on, you know, taking the lead on that.
Yeah, it's really for the fellas out there, man. I'm helping everybody out. It's a community service, you know. So yeah, make sure your kicks are straight. So when you know that first thing they look at, you're not looking crazy.
Yo, so I work in the school system, and I might have some kids that want to be like a apprenticeship with you.
Okay.
We might have to talk about that off air to see if we can work that out.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I got 2 folks helping me out now, but you know, this is obviously bigger than me. This is me trying to take something that I was passionate about, turning into a business, but also showing people that you know there isn't just one sole path to success. You know,
True.
and not to knock anybody that goes to college or anything like that. Like, that's never my mission, but it wasn't for me. I know that sounds super cliche.
Nah,
Like, you know, I don't do college, this and that. But really, shit, it wasn't. So I got blessed, man, to kind of fall into this. And I guess to, like, answer your question, man, like, yeah, like, anything I can do to help inspire a kid or anybody really that's trying to come up and find their own path, like, you know, I got a spot for them. So
I definitely support that,
Yeah,
man. Dealing with what I deal with on a day-to-day.
for sure.
All right, so earlier you said this is your 3rd year in business. So, you know, today the term entrepreneur is like the buzzword. Everybody's an entrepreneur, whether they are or if they're not.
Shout
They'll
out to
put it on their
Forex.
Instagram and say, yeah, I do this and that.
Shout out to my Forex people.
So what's been the biggest hurdles with you being an entrepreneur, starting your own business? And then the second part of that, what's been the biggest reward?
You know what the biggest hurdle, and I see that within myself and a lot of people in general, is just getting started, you know? I think a lot of us have amazing ideas, but the biggest leap, of course, is just getting it going, you know? I have been painting, customizing this, that, and with sneakers for a minute, and it wasn't until a friend of mine was like, look, your ass getting kind of old, you know, you need to step this shit up, brother. Like, so I say all that to say, man, I think, yeah, biggest hurdle for me was just getting it started. But now that I'm like in it, I think just being consistent, man. Like, I still work a day job, you know. To anybody that's starting out, you know, their business, don't quit your day job. And I don't say that jokingly, but you seriously, you know, make sure that you are taking care of yourself and your ends while you work on your craft and your profession, to make sure that it's solid by the time you're ready to quit, you know, and take that next leap. So I would say, you know, the next biggest hurdle is, being consistent, because I'm 10 to 6 every day, but then I'm also then 6 to 12, you know, on the rent side. As soon as I get out of work, I'm going to work. And so to anybody that is, you know, looking for that path, stay consistent, you know, no matter how small of a job it is, as long as you're working on it day to day, you know, little piece at a time. And then the next biggest hurdle, in the beginning, honestly, was keeping them damn lights on, man. You know, like it's not a storefront, it's a private space. So trying to get people in there, it's all appointment only. So the traffic was a little slow, but word of mouth is a beautiful thing, you know. Being on this podcast, which I really appreciate you guys. Getting that word out there, you know. Instagram, you know, is my best friend as far as promotion. So, keeping it consistent. I probably said that like a million times now, but it's a bit of a hurdle, but it's something that, you know, we all have to overcome. And then lastly, I think that's it for now. Yeah, I'm gonna come back to it.
Yeah, so
those
then
are the two biggest ones.
What about like the fruits of your labor, like the rewards you see from doing what you're doing?
To be honest, man, I know they say like don't make money your main focus for any business. I really get a lot of rewards seeing people, you know, hype about me bringing their shoes back. You know, some shoes that they might have had 10, 15, 20 years, whatever. You know, we're all sneakerheads at the end of the day, and these things hold a lot of nostalgic value. So I think somebody brought through, what was it, some Jordan 12s, like the Obsidians, and they were cutting grass on them at that point. They were like, fuck it, you know. So what I did was I did a repaint, a light treatment. And I know this all sounds like really technical. I'm just rambling, but we brought him back to life at the end of the day. And, you know, just seeing him light up, like, you know, it was a pretty good check. But, you know, seeing his face light up for something that he hasn't worn and he pretty much tossed to the curb, he was going to throw him out. And so bringing those back to life, you know, I was like, damn, you know, it's pretty cool. So just seeing people's face light up and everything.
Yeah, no doubt, man. The biggest takeaways, like I want the listeners to really pay attention to, is hustle while you work. Like I said, just don't quit your day job and just
Say that twice.
Yo, for real. And then like just the consistency. Like I know you said it a million times. I just want to reiterate that. Like even when shit is not working out when you start, a lot of people will try their idea, and as soon as the first hurdle comes, it's like, you know what? I might need to switch my whole game plan up.
Right.
Persevere, stay consistent.
Yeah.
Like,
we see that a lot.
Big up.
Turn everything over.
Yeah, and you can't. You definitely have to push through. Because I remember, hell, even a year ago, I was talking to my brother Sam. Shout out to Sam. I know you gotta get the
Shout out Sam.
Sam name. Like, we gonna get to that. We ain't forget.
So shout out to him. But like I was pretty much like, man, I'm not getting any traffic. Like no, nothing consistent, you know. And it was like that for a month and a half. Like nobody hit me up. But what that said to me was, I'm not going hard enough. I'm not reaching out and talking to people. Like obviously Instagram is amazing, but shit, the hand to hand at the end of the day is, you know, still the best to me means of, you know, getting folks in there, that face to face. Like, you know, hey, what's up, man? I'm not trying to rag on your shoes right now, but I have a service that, you know, could get those back to, you know, A1, I guess, status, you know, looking brand new. So that face-to-face is so important. You know, they put a name to the face to the name, and they see what I have to offer, and, you know, it translates to sales. So,
yeah, no doubt.
From that point, like I said, it was about a year ago, I wasn't getting shit, to now, I'm a little in over my head, but
it's a good problem to have.
Good problems to have. These
right.
are great problems to have. So, to answer your question.
All right, so moving on from that though, how did you learn the techniques that you use?
Next question. Now I'm playing.
Getting too much behind the curtain.
Right. No, but Yeah, man. Honestly, I say the customizing and everything, learning how to paint from jump, translated into fixing shoes. I mean, it's really kind of all the same thing at the end of the day. Cleaning, I pick up techniques over time, like what works best for what material, because suede's a bitch.
Yeah, it is.
And that, it's a very delicate material, and so I've had the I guess the pleasure to have the shop space to really work on a lot of these crafts and figure out what works best for which material, because there's new shit coming out all the time. You've got prime knit, you've got what else? I'm about to screw all these names up, but you have a lot of different delicate materials that come through the shop, and so a lot of it is trial and error. Not to scare anyone away, we're definitely gonna give you that disclaimer before you bring your shoes in, but really just practice, man. Like looking up techniques on YouTube. A lot of stuff is of course on the internet. I'm a YouTube scholar like the best of us, so I would say just trial and error, man, and just working on whatever comes in and just trying stuff out. So,
and what I see in your future is you hosting a master class on this topic for people around the city to get on your level, man. Like
for sure. Yeah, definitely, man. I'd love to spread the knowledge of it, and hopefully, if I teach all these folks, they come work for me. And so,
paycheck.
Yeah, exactly.
Money bag.
Yeah.
Well, as far as your as far as the rinse and repair shop, me and you go back a little bit. So I like to talk about my shopping experience with you. The location. I know at first when you first started up and I first got there, to see where it was and where it is now, like I can appreciate that period, seeing that.
Thank you.
And, the location, and even I think my first pair of shoes I might have brought to you was a pair of Air Max 90s, the black with the infrared. Yeah. And I remember there's certain things you was like, I don't know if I'm going to touch that part of it, because I was like, all right, well, and you still late.
I try to be honest,
Yeah. So, I appreciate that. And that's the reason why I think we probably about 7-8 pairs in by now that brought to you.
I think I owe you a pair. I think it's still at the shop.
The SBs, the Vanilla Ices are still there. They absolutely are still there.
So.
Yeah. But, the shopping experience, man. Everything that you have in the location. I mean, you've even been as good as walking me through and showing me certain techniques you use, the light box, the little sock. I ain't gonna tell it. I ain't gonna get a recipe. But yeah, you showed me, and I can appreciate seeing that. The sneaker display. What do you try to bring to your environment that's more inviting for customers or to attract people?
That's a really good question. I think trying to make the shop space look as dope as possible, honestly. Like, I think in today's era, a lot of promotion just comes from, people snapping like where they're at and what food they have. And so one thing that I've noticed, people come in, they see the wall of shoes, they see the racks, they see the neon sign, and they're like, oh, this looks dope. They snap it up.
Right.
And so that then translates to someone else seeing it and being like, damn, this spot looks dope. I didn't know anything about it. And so really just trying to make, even though it's a, secluded location, make it look as cool as possible so that those, I guess, pictures can translate, that we have a cool spot to hang out at for a second, drop your kicks off. Smell is another thing. I know that's like highly overlooked, I feel like, but it's part of the experience. You step into a place that smells nice. It kind of invites you to come back, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, especially, I got a lot of damn kicks in there,
You smell like feet in that joint.
I smell kind of crazy, so I have a lot of fragrances in there. I don't know if you get, next time y'all pull up, man, just, take note of the subtle notes of lavender and lilac and shit. But, yeah, man, I like to keep the space clean, presentable, smelling nice. So, anytime somebody steps in, it's inviting, and then, they want to come back.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And there's also a lot of rare pairs of sneakers you like to keep up on the rack every now and then. I peep that a lot of times too.
Yeah.
And being that I'm talking about rare sneakers, I wanted to get into those Air Jordan 6s you did a couple years back. Yeah, some history, a little history lesson.
Man, so
how did that come about?
For those that know, like I said, I started out in customizing, and to make a long story short, I know I've bored people to tears with this story, but I camped out at Niche. Shout out to Niche from Forever Go. Got 2 pairs of tan Yeezys. Sold them for a crackhead price. 2. Right, 2. Unheard of. Sold the first pair. Like $500. Don't kill me. It was like hurt for money apparently. But then I sold the second pair on eBay, and the guy said he didn't get them, so it was a whole thing. So long story short, I didn't have any more Yeezys, and I wanted them. So I took a pair of 6s and basically painted them to replicate, those Yeezys, like from the colors to the patent leather to the glow-in-the-dark sole. Like I went nuts. Took like a whole year of planning to figure all that shit out. And they went crazy. Like they made a couple blogs, nice kicks, and Soul Collector, all that good stuff. We probably caught like 400 emails, and people wanting to secure these shoes. Problem is, I wore them shits and they split in half. So, they looked great, but they weren't functional. And so, I couldn't sell a product that wasn't up to par. And by the time I figured it all out, man, the hype had died. So, took a little hiatus and got back to it and birthed Mike's Repair Shop, which is now Rinse and Repair. So,
bounce back.
Yeah.
Strong with it. Question though. If you were able to sell them, if they were functional, how much do you think they would have went for?
At least 700, because I did do one pair for this cat out of New York. I think it's Pusha T, stylist. I don't know if you heard of him. Marcus
Shout
Paul.
out.
Yeah.
little name drop. Let's pick that off the ground real quick. Right. Little name drop.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't sound like that guy or anything, but he reached out to me because it kind of made its waves around, and he had a soccer player in France or something that wanted him, and I think all in all, of course the cost of the shoe and everything, but it wound up being like $700. So, you take that, multiply times 300 emails or whatever, had it worked.
Lord.
Yeah, I'm saying I'd had a couple more bottles of that white Henny today, so but yeah.
Yeah, imagine if you would have had Rinse and Repair at that point. I mean, the promotion on that alone probably would have been wild.
Yeah, it would have been dope because it would have been like, I would have had my own shoe drop at the end of the day. And like, we all look to shoe drops in general, but to have, I guess, your own, it's like pretty, it's pretty cool.
Have you considered a custom recently that you might?
I have. And I gotta give
sense.
a lot of credit to Imani. We were talking about it at the shop. I gave her the story about the Jordan 6s. And she was like, shit, you might as well do a pair today. Like, do like a full size run, like a 8 through 12 or 13. And I don't know, maybe like some forces or something, and drop that for Rinse and Repair. We have our own signature shoe. So
That'd be lit.
that would be pretty
That'd
cool.
be lit.
Yeah.
What's the rarest pair of shoes that you've had to repair?
85 Jordan 1s. And so
That was recent, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It just came through. Like I never thought I'd see a pair of those in my life. And so what is it? Old News Vintage actually hit me up because someone sold it to them for like a crazy price I will not disclose. Super cheap. So yeah, man, they got blessed, and I wound up, give them some love. Like I did a I guess you could say like a subtle repair. Like you want to keep some of the character of the shoe. So we did a light treatment to get that yellow out, a deep ass clean on them because they're 30 some odd years old, and yeah, man, we got them back right. So y'all check the page out to see kind of the before and after how those came out. But yeah, those are the rarest ones we've had.
What about the rarest pair of shoes you own? I think I already know, but I'm asking.
Oh man, I'm about to become
Ask
a target.
for people.
Put it on wax, Mike. Put it on wax.
Nah, man, I got super lucky. I won the raffle for the Off-White ones, the Chicago ones, a couple years back, and so.
What's the resale on those now?
Right, right, so I'm leaving.
Google it.
But yeah, those are my prized possessions, man. Like, just being at the Chicago, of course, is a classic shoe. To have Virgil's, touch on there. Like, y'all kill me if I ever resell them. Just this is on air.
It's a
like,
piece of art.
Do you wear them though? Do you wear them?
Twice. I've worn them twice. On my birthday and to a concert.
To a concert.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool.
It was. Yeah, I was like, shit. Somebody stop me.
Stayed on the outskirts with them shoes.
Right. But yeah, the off-white ones, and then I guess those tan Yeezys were pretty rare, you know, especially at the time.
Absolutely.
Getting like 2 pairs of them, it's pretty nuts. Yeah. But,
Man, so we talked about Sam a little bit earlier.
mm-hmm.
So, talk about what Nameus means to you. Describe those days and those crazy moments.
So it's funny, man. I tweeted the other day that Nameus and the Bodega. To those not familiar with the Bodega, it was basically a big ass festival we put on. It was art, music, clothes, and sneakers. Brought the city together, man. It was a special time. But Nameus and the Bodega was really like my college. You know, like I learned everything about business there, or a good bit of it. You know, how to communicate with people on a better level, and what else? Nameus in general, because that was the start of everything. You know, we did clothes, we did events. We might as well have done taxes at that point because like we were all over the place. But Nameus was great, man, because like I said, it was the foundation for everything that's here now. Like
no doubt.
You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't be doing rent to repair if it wasn't for Nameus. And you know, having Sam, having my back, or having each other's back throughout that whole process. Because did you go to the Pac Div show?
I was there.
Man.
Right there off Elizabeth, right by
Yeah,
CP. I remember.
So we take it all the way back to that, man. Like I don't know if y'all remember Pac Div, but
Come on, man.
Yeah. So
Let's come on, man.
right. That was like our first show ever, and we learned so much from that shit. We were like 22 at the time, and that was like our first major show. And so from that to now, shit, I'm 30. You know, doing all that Nameus stuff just brought me here. You know, so it was a good time.
Nah, I want people to really understand, like, if you've been in the city for a minute, you remember going to the bodegas. Like, the name in general, it was up there. I remember the shirts, you had the little Elvis on it, the TV lights. That's going back with it. Like, a lot of people that's doing party promotions right now, I mean, they won't admit it, but if they've been in the city for a minute, they got some stuff from y'all because y'all was so big around the city.
Thank you.
Yeah, no doubt.
Thank you. It means
Make sure we pay homage. Like, no, don't forget where you came from. Like, Sean, like, don't forget who set it up for y'all.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that a lot. I think, and this isn't to sound, you know, bitter or anything, but I think everyone that's done something for the city, you know, needs to get their flowers at some point. Like all of us.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of bigging up each other because at the end of the day, we're really all we have, you know, as far as this culture thing goes. We were just talking about it, you know, before we got on the mic, but, you know, shout out to Elevated J for having Snug Harbor and doing the player maids.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Like, there's just not a lot for us to get into. And then you were saying that shit, a lot of people ain't even familiar with it. They don't know, you know, that the Snug Harbor, there's a player made that happens every month that highlights, you know, the artists in the city. And so I say all that to say, man, like, you know, definitely pay homage to these people that are, you know, not just me, like, you know, I'm whatever, but to everybody that's putting forth, you know, an effort to try to give a light to everyone doing their thing in the city, you know, like make sure we're shouting them out, showing support the best we can, and also handing that support off to people that aren't necessarily in our circle so that they can get paid, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Setting the foundation for the future. So,
Exactly.
Absolutely.
It's much needed.
And we do have that reputation. Like, when you talk to people that's doing it for the culture, that we don't big up a lot of people that's doing it also. Like, it's like we're in silos, and it's enough out here for all of us to get.
It is.
We feel like if I get it, then that means I got to give you something. Like, nah, we can all get it together.
Right. Because I mean, even though we're all doing something similar, we all have our own lane as well. You know, our own spin on something, and so we should all be able to eat.
Yeah,
solely off that.
No
solely
question.
off that, you know.
Nobody wins when a family feuds, nigga.
Facts.
We gotta get out that whole us versus them mentality. We all in the same time. But to go back to what I was saying, so Nameus gained a big following, which led to AMCS Bodegas, as you mentioned.
Correct.
Can you speak on your views on the current music and art scene?
Man, it's kind of, I don't want to say non-existent because obviously it's here, but it's not as, I ain't as popping as it used to be.
Yeah, you're right about
I'll
that.
put it that way, man. You know, we were blessed to come in and do Nameus in the bodega at an amazing time because, not to knock anyone else, but like I don't remember anyone doing it before us. You know, it was here and there, but like not on that scale, not on that level, and not, you know, putting as many people as we did on. We made our mistakes, you know, don't get me wrong, but the nature, or the current nature of the city, status of the city, is that we just don't have enough venues. We don't have enough venues for these artists to do what they need to do. About to say something.
No, I was thinking about what you were saying. You're right about that. There's not plenty of venues.
Yeah, they took down Tremont. They took Neighborhood Theater. You know, they ain't really fucking with us right now.
Rest in peace, Chop Shop.
Chop Shop is gone.
is gone. Amos got weird.
Man.
You know,
They went through a little rebrand themselves.
Yeah, exactly. What else was out here? That was it, really. Well, shit, Jello, to be honest. I mean, that's where we did our first joint.
Yeah.
RIP to them, but yeah, there's just not a lot of venues for these artists to even do their thing. And so I think it's very fragmented, you know, and how I was talking about consistency in the beginning, like it's kind of hard to stay consistent when you don't have a place to be consistent at. So I'm about to get on my Malcolm X shit, but
Go ahead, bro.
you know what I'm saying?
By any means.
I say all that to say, man, and I hope, you know, whoever listens to this, we really have to band together at some point and make a venue, or a brewery, since that's
the wave right
since
now.
that's the wave right now. Make a brewery, something, a household for us that no one's gonna turn us down. That people come, they respect it. You know, they do their shows, and they try to help put on the next man. You know, like that's what's needed. A couple of them.
Yeah, most
So,
definitely.
yeah.
So back on the sneaker tip. So what does the sneakerhead culture means to you?
Shit, everything right now.
Yeah. That's life deep right now.
Everything right now. It's very important. It's very important. I guess you could say I've been a quote unquote sneakerhead since high school. You know, really getting into SBs back then and collecting as many J's as possible, dogging them out because I didn't appreciate them. But you know, just just having those shoes to hunt for was really fun. It's definitely changed now. Like,
Yeah.
Can't even get
I
your
know I
hands
speak
on.
for a lot of people right now. We took an L yesterday on them satins, so.
I got a dub for the record.
Yo, what? Oh shit!
Dub for the record.
Damn, sneakers out.
My first.
Okay, congratulations.
Shout out, babe.
No,
Shout out.
to that. Come on
That
now.
means a lot.
Can't wear them, but you know.
Yeah, right. What size did you get?
I got the 12.
You got 12.
Got 12?
Oh shit.
That's
Yeah,
my
I'm about to
size.
say, yeah. What you wear? Yeah,
Those
those are women's,
are
right?
crazy. We still can't go
Those are
be
women's,
crazy.
right? How much you talking? Yeah, it means a lot, man. Just because like that's obviously the space that I'm in. Hopefully, I can transition and it become my full time. And so I need that sneaker culture to thrive. Like, get your kicks dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like, where are your kicks? But yeah, man, like I still collect the best I can today. I have cut down a lot. Like I probably had, you know, well over 100 pair at some point. I'm down to like 30 or, you know, or 20, which still sounds nuts. But, you know, I guess just getting older and shit, you wear more conservative shoes, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I got a real simple rotation. I don't know if it's same for you at this point.
I'm about similar, comfy, and I can remember all the pairs I got at this point. So you know,
Yeah.
for the most part, I might forget about 4 or 5
Exactly,
of them, but
exactly.
I know what I got.
Yeah, so the culture's everything right now. It's cool to see where it's at, especially like with StockX. I mean, anybody can make money at this point. It's a little, and I don't want to knock it. It's odd to see how young it's gotten, you know,
It
because
is.
you'll go to like a sneaker con or SOE and it's like
Kids.
10-year-olds in there. You're like, wait, how do you have
work the box?
How do you have these Air Mags? Like, what the fuck? Like, where'd you get the money for that shit? So,
Trust fund, baby.
right, basically. I didn't want to say it, but it's in a weird space. But man, as long as it progresses and people keep, you know, dirtying up their kicks, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Right? Keep your business.
Yeah. keep the lights on. So.
All right, so we're going to stay with the sneaker tips. So here at Jack of All Spades, one of our favorite segments is Top 5 Dead or Alive. So we got Mike Smith here, Rinse and Repair, shout out.
Okay.
What are your top 5 Dead or Alive kicks? People want to know.
Do they? No,
They do. They will after this episode. They will after this episode.
Well, obviously, not to sound cliche, but in no particular order, Off-White Chicago ones.
Shout out.
They probably wouldn't have been in there if I ain't have them. I'd probably like, fuck them. 10 Yeezys, obviously, you know, my whole background with them. I really appreciate the Cactus Plant Flea Market Vapor Maxes. Like, I think a lot of creativity went into those.
It's the pair with you charge up with the glow, with the lights.
Friends and family. I'm trying to become a friend or a family.
Man.
So I can get one of those. Let's see. That's 3. What else? On the everyday, day-to-day, I've been wearing the hell out of these Silver Bullet Air Max 97s. So, no hype, just pure love.
Yeah.
And then, this is tough.
5th and final?
The 5th one, I would say, Brad Ones. I mean, it's classic shoe. It's classic shoe. Like, those are everything. Step out any occasion with them. So, yeah.
Oh, shout out to you for fixing my Brett ones. What was that during Dreamville Fest? Came back with a little mud on them.
Oh yeah, everybody know with the Dreamville Fest, man. Please pull up. I've seen pictures.
It was crazy out there.
Yeah.
The mud scene.
Shit, Luke, where you at?
Nah, but shout out to that, man. I appreciate that. You took care of me on that. It was back to new. I couldn't believe it when I opened that box. It's like, thank you. And to round things out, man, as far as Rinse and Repair, is there anything else that you have an interest in, or any hidden talents, or something we might need to know about you, or something you're looking to do in the future?
I guess I really would like to round it out, probably just because I'm so passionate about it, is my overall goal is to get a space in Charlotte at some point that highlights every aspect of the culture that we're in, whether that be a warehouse or shit, the house, anything, you know, like we got to start somewhere. And so that is my goal outside of rents. I have like a little sheet that I write down and look at every day, you know, on some manifest destiny type shit.
Yeah. You gotta have those.
But it's important. Yeah, you got to write these kind of things down and look at them so that, you know, you stay focused and you know exactly what goals you have and you know how to get there, basically.
I like purpose. So
as far as talents, I can't think of nothing right now. I guess y'all all seen them on Instagram. I'm really good at cleaning shoes. Odd talent. It's the first day type shit. So I clean shoes. But yeah, man, that's it about me. I want to shout out to everyone that has supported me. My brother Sam, Mark Miller, Mark Prosper, you guys know him too.
Yep.
Steph Hoy. I low-key wanted to fuck her name up just so she'd be mad. Steph Huey. But thanks, Steph, for everything. Mitchell, Amani, my family that supported me up to this point as well, my sister, mom, and dad. And if I left anybody out, my apologies. You can air me out whenever. But yeah, man, I really appreciate you guys having me today.
Sure.
No problem.
Yeah, man, it's all love, man. Like,
Appreciate
even though I met you through Banks, man, ever since the first time I met you, I'm like, yo, this dude got good energy. And if you know me, I'm all about that positive vibes, man.
Thank you.
So I'm going to continue to rock with you.
Appreciate it, man. Y'all trying to do this shot of this Henny real quick? You know, round
Man,
things
we
out. We supposed to do that on the intermission, but my ass was rambling, so.
We're going to pull out with the shot then.
You got yours?
We got mine.
Cool.
Yeah, but shout out to boy Mark, because he's going to be a guest coming up on the podcast soon.
Yes, sir.
Banks done solidified that, so
Yeah. We'll get him in here.
we're going to do that.
Make that work.
Make it work.
Oh, shit, bro. Heavy-handed.
Oh, I already got it in.
You already got damn.
Oh, yeah. I've been waiting for y'all. Clean.
Oh shit, spill.
To future success.
Straight up.
Future success.
Future success. I could hear how I butchered that. Woo!
Now, I don't know how many times on a podcast you have people taking a shot while they're recording, but you're welcome.
That was on air. That was on air, right?
That's on there.
That was live on wax.
Cool.
All right, so people, I know you want to hear more, but it's that time. We got to come to a close. Once again, I'm the beloved one, DJ Spellman.
Ken YBB, proud of Africa.
My chest burning. I'm bangs on the beat.
Put a little hair on that chest, boy.
Right, got enough.
And shit, I'm Mike Smith, also known as Mike Nameus. Thanks for having me.
Hold on, that's Michael Smith Jr.
Excuse me.
Smith Jr.
Michael Lance Smith Jr. That's how I get my day job and shit. You know, if this nigga thing don't work out, like
Michael Lance
back
Jr.
right.
Yo, you sound like a mid-manager, though.
Back to corporate, right?
But let us not forget while we're here, though, Rinse and Repair, man. Shout out to IG again.
It's I almost said Mike Nameus. Said you. Shit. It's that Henny talking, but it's Rinse and Repair on Instagram. It's Rinse and Repair on Twitter. For my foolishness, and the location is 1445 East 7th Street, Charlotte, North Carolina. We do ship-ins for anyone listening to this podcast outside of the city. Just hit me up. We'll make arrangements for that. But yeah, man.
Yo, I do got a question before we end out because I told one of my homegirls about having you on and telling her about Rinse and Repair, and she was asking, do you do like stilettos? Do you do dress shoes? So my question is, in the future, expansion, what are your thoughts on that?
So I'm gonna say yes, just so I don't piss none of the ladies off. No, honestly, man. Hopefully, I can get to that point. Like, you know, with it being Charlotte, it's mostly banking, mostly medical. So we have a lot of folks that wear hard soles and everything. So that is the goal. Hope, you know, ladies, be on the lookout. I will be doing heel tips, repainting the red bottoms. So bring them through. They're in a safe space. But yeah, stay on the lookout for that.
Cool. So once again, listeners, follow that boy Rinse and Repair to get all the updates. Jack of all space CLT, you know us. So as always, we're gonna leave it at that. Catch us on the next one. So if you don't know by now, you know you can follow us at Jack of all space CLT on IG. And for the podcast to get it directly to you, we're streaming on all platforms. You can go to anchor.fm, you can go to Spotify, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, and there's a few others. Once again, if you go to Anchor, you can see all the platforms we're streaming on. Like, subscribe, share, listen, do what you have to do. We're providing good content to the world. Tell your mother, tell your father, send a telegram. All right, we out.